Hello and welcome to episode 16, Company of the Wolf. Good to be back, everyone. Season 2. Season been on the
Oh,
welcome back, everyone. I'm Joshua Barbeau, the Dungeon Virtual by my fantastic players. Got Zaid, got Becca, got Nick, Nita, and Colin. But didn't tune right now. First out of 15 episodes are live on YouTube. I know this not on YouTube. Side of that, company up to all of look at our stream overlay art. We are blessed to have brand new art for done by Itsy. Definitely give it a follow. The overlay by our assets. Fantastic. Where did we leave off? The Company of the Grey Wolf was as much as it was as much as a beginning as it was an ending. Entered the High Forest West.
And we've got a little bit of a lag issue, according to chat. Yeah, we are lagging a bit.
Oh.
That's looking a little better already.
Hopefully the lag is not. Company ventured anyways, that after all, the company as it was when company Colin played a drum single arrow. Asimar he died. Died in the forest. Not exactly walking back.
I'm not the man I once was.
Have thought he would. Gunther is possibly
I walked in a perfectly normal human being, so...
So you're walking out a perfect... but the rest of the company, up of Percy, Kayla the wolf, and audio. My audio, or is it everybody's audio? Technical.
They really are the big bad evil guy of our stream.
Big bad evil guy of ours. Just. Hopefully that fixes it. Josh is cutting in and out. Of course he is. I have a noise gate on so that my voice isn't drowned out by my... I'm just going to remove the noise gate. Hopefully that fixes everything. Fingers crossed. So we had Percy, the Blade Singer, who was brought into the High Forest because she was her body had been taken over by a curse. And while you did free her of the curse in the forest, perhaps it was all for naught, because she was soon after kidnapped by the Beholder Wilson. You also had Akela and Zolkin, a pair of elves, one of which was also a wolf, part-time elf, part-time wolf, and they're not with you anymore. They entered the High Forest, and they did not come back out either. So it very much was a sort of rebirth. Few members of the company who entered are coming back out, and those who did have been changed. But fortunately, their numbers have swelled as well. And just as much as they've lost people, they've also gained people. So what I'd like to do now, since it's the start of a new season, is I'd like you guys to each introduce yourselves and introduce the characters that you're playing as they currently sit, and tell us one thing about them that you'd like the audience to know. Gunther, Zaid, why don't you go first?
I'm Zaid. I am playing the Chelton archaeologist Gunther der Niemand, and I guess no spoilers from season 1, but I have, as Josh said, changed since my entrance into the High Forest, and I would like very much to change back.
Rebecca, why don't you go next and tell us who you're playing?
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I play Celadine, and Celadine was dropped into the forest, so she started here, and all she knows is that she has been gone a long time and would like to try and head back home and see if any of her family is around, shall we say. Yeah, she is on a interesting mission of sorts, and just that's her starting point, is trying to get to Daggerford.
Of course. Nick, why don't you go next?
I play Ondar Havenpuff. I am a human, the actual human of the party, who hails from Tethier, and studied in the Bardic College of Falkluken up in Silvermoon, which isn't too far away from the High Forest. As again has been alluded in the recap briefly, he's finally come back to part of his own mind after being enthralled by a villain of the previous season. And so there are high hopes and high stakes for Ondar coming up.
That's right. Recently freed from being enthralled, Ondar is going through a lot right now, isn't he?
He'll continue to rhyme.
He'll continue to rhyme. That's good. Colin, tell us about the character you are playing.
I'm
Smash
playing
Party.
Adron Single Arrow, and I'm really playing this game much more like a video game than everyone else, in that I get extra lives. And he's an Azamar who has consorted with he's defeated and persuaded angels. He's consorted with devils, and he's ready to take things easy for a little while, because he was playing a very high stakes game and doesn't want to anymore.
All right. And Anita, why don't you tell us who you're playing?
Hi, everybody. So I'm playing Ophelia, previously known as Odd Briarwalker. My cat is currently cosplaying the titular gray wolf that we had in our title sequence. I guess facts about her. Right now, she is really regretting, her and her player are really regretting that DM she sent to our dungeon master. Judging by the title of this episode.
Yep. This episode, you definitely influenced the content of our first episode. That's for sure. Tell us one thing the audience would like to know about Ophelia.
She is sort of a little bit on a journey of self-discovery. Still is missing a lot of her memories. Has a few back now, but we'll see how that plays out a little bit later on.
Of course. Well, as Anita alluded to, today's episode, the season 2 premiere, episode 16, is called Herald of the Frostmaiden, and it is a title that heralds things to come. At present, the company is together on a journey to exit the High Forest. They're heading north, at least they hope they're heading north, because they believe that is the shortest distance to getting out of the forest and finding their way back to Silvery Moon and civilization. They spent just over a month resting and recuperating from their very difficult trials that they faced in the ruins of Kars and around it. And so they spent a good chunk of time recovering under the healing properties of the grandfather tree. The grandfather tree, an impossibly large oak tree that protects all those who slumber beneath it. However, as comfortable as that may have been, it's time for the company to return. And so they are attempting to do. You've been led partway by the barbarian tribe that you made friends with in the forest, and now they've left you, and you've been on your own for a few days, just following the cardinal directions as best you can in this endless wooded region. And as you continue in your straight line, clearing foliage and fauna as much as you can, so that you can move your cart through the forest. Suddenly, over the course of a day, it starts to get less and less dense. The thick underbrush starts to be a little less thick. The trees start to be a little less big. The canopy that blots out the sun starts to be a little less blotted green. You can feel yourselves nearing the edge of the high forest.
It's about time. The sunlight is something we have desperately needed.
It's a welcome sight, yeah. Could we just vaguely, does it seem kind of like when we came in? Like, I know we didn't follow the exact same route out, but like feeling kind of similar climate and vegetation wise as the area that we entered in as?
I mean, that was almost 2 months ago.
Yeah.
That was about 2 months ago. And when you entered, it was winter. And now it's spring.
Oh.
So, I mean, even if you were in the exact same place, the vegetation would be different because of the time of year.
Okay.
But that said, you're pretty confident that
you didn't accidentally go south or something.
You didn't accidentally go south. That you have been heading, generally speaking, northwest to try to escape the forest through the most expedient path.
So we're close then.
Must be.
Okay, good.
This is probably the furthest you've ever been from home, yeah? And I'm just kind of scrooching behind the ear of the dog. We know about the dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of scooching behind the ear of the dog.
So yes, you've recently discovered a stowaway. You opened the storage compartment of your cart, your dwarven iron tank that you've been trudging along through the forest with. You open the storage compartment in the back to find one of Akela's pups. Akela had 8 puppies. Akela the wolf had 8 puppies. Well, you find one of Akela's pups having stowed away in the storage compartment, and he's eaten what was left of your food. You discovered him about 10 days after leaving the grandfather tree, such that you're far enough that it's no simple matter to just turn back and return him. And he doesn't seem interested in turning back to be returned either.
Just make sure to give him another scritch for me, okay, Gunther?
Yeah, I'm on it. I've been just kind of taking one of the pieces of rope and like softening it as much as I can over the last couple days to try to make like a rudimentary, I don't want to say leash, but just like a lead that we can have on him. He probably doesn't like it, but I've just been trying to make it like as comfortable as possible in the case that we might need to have a lead on him.
To collar him. I mean, you also know that this is no ordinary wolf.
Yes.
He's technically the offspring of a Lethari and a half-elf. A Lethari being a very rare subbreed of elves that can innately turn into wolves. Though the question as to whether or not they are elves that turn into wolves or are they wolves that turn into elves, that's a little ambiguous. Because they technically spend more time as a wolf usually than as an elf. Yes, he's not a fan of being put on a lead.
Well, when you stop needing me to take you to go take a schwitz in the forest, then maybe we can talk about getting rid of the leash.
Listen, Bud, we just don't want anyone to take you if we go into town and they see a big wolf. You're gonna need to be our dog. But I don't like it any more than you do. This is just, it's the game we're gonna have to play for everybody else. They're not gonna get it.
Karsus.
Oh,
Karsus.
Oh yeah, he's still with us.
And Sarek.
Karsus and Sirik, a pair of humans who you've been traveling with of late. One is a rotund acolyte of Torm, who can barely tie his own shoes. Yeah, he's very incompetent, but his heart's in the right place. And the other is the, if you believe the legends, the most powerful archwizard who ever lived, now reborn in the flesh, brought back to life by some foul ritual that you unwittingly took part in the forest.
Unwittingly.
The two of them have been mostly trying to keep their distance from the rest of you, primarily because they are trying to keep their distance from Ondar specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Ondar is afflicted with a disease that is lethal to humans. But not Ondar. It's not lethal to him. He's just a carrier, a spreader. He has no symptoms. Maybe he should wear a mask.
And at that, Ondar pulls out his wooden mask he carved over the time there and puts it back on as they head towards civilization.
But anyway, Karsus, who's sitting on the front of the cart, laughs to himself, says, "You're trying to treat your pet like a. You're trying to treat a wolf like a pet. It's not going to work out for you in the end, I think."
Very little does, yeah. But it goes through some motions. In saying that, I'll get up onto the cart next and take a seat next to Karsus. How's Ophelia looking?
She's the closer they've been getting to she's been very quiet this whole time. The closer that they've been getting to the edge of the forest, she's been getting a little trepidatious, almost. I think I've been in this forest for, well, it's been probably 16 or so months since I was taken. It's just, it feels strange to leave. Not sure I left.
You did try to leave a lot, right?
I did, but it just never got this close before, and it feels a little bit strange.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
I suppose. I just also... I mean... Look at me. Before I got taken, when I was with grandmother, he'd go into town on occasion and I'd always get looks, or sideways glances, or just, I'm not sure if I'm ready to go back to that.
I don't think you need to worry about that, considering the company that you're keeping right now. We're all going to be getting those looks.
I suppose.
Especially since I'm going to be taking measures in populated areas.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. I don't know. I think the illusion. Remember when we did the Fat Man? Bigger so that way if people brush by you, they don't actually touch you. I think that's a good way to start.
I've been giving it thought, so as soon as we do, I think it was Everland is the next major city on the way to Silvermoon. I'll have a chance to practice. But
Karsus speaks up and says, "Wait, you're not actually considering bringing him inside civilization, are you? He's gonna wait for us outside of town while we go in and stock up on whatever we need."
Where are we going exactly? We haven't really discussed that. Not that I have any destination in mind.
Well, we do have. If we can get to Silverymoon, we can try and get elsewhere faster using a network that Ondar knows. And
Yes.
I think we're trying to get back to Waterdeep, which is not necessarily where I really want to go. But I think it makes sense to head that way. It's kind of like a main central hub of stuff. And then from there we can go to Daggerford or head south. I mean, we've got friends in a lot of other places, in a lot of other towns where it might make sense for us to go.
are we wanting to check in on Allfield?
Do you mean Golden Fields?
So, Goldenfield, sorry. Goldenfields and then Tribor were the other two cities that Zephyros said would be destroyed by giants, but we haven't learned anything since.
Wait, you remember that now?
Huh?
I've always remembered that.
Curious. His memory is fickle, it seems.
Anyway, yeah, I think it makes sense, and we can get news of those places if we go to Waterdeep, and we don't have to go to all of them ourselves, and I think that might make the most sense.
That makes sense. Certainly in Waterdeep, they'd have news from down the road in...
Wanda, what are you doing?
I'm understanding Ophelia better is all. Thank you.
Welcome to the club.
Shall we? And I just start keep walking.
Cyric says, "Well, I, for one, am looking forward to getting back to civilization. I haven't had a proper meal in, well, it feels like months."
What you craving most, Zarek?
Shepherd's pie.
Plus, hopefully all the giant attacks have kind of sorted themselves out by now, and you won't even have that to worry about.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Do you really think that the giants are still looking for me?
I mean, were the giants ever looking for you?
No, they were looking for my father, but they thought they thought I could lead them to him, probably, which I can't.
Don't worry about it, buddy. There was that frost giant who was passing by Silverymoon, and he was going to go take care of it, and hopefully he succeeded.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of forget that whole bit.
They probably just assume you're dead, because they haven't seen you in half a year. Yeah.
It's true.
Are you wanting to go back to Bryn Shander? To your temple?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Bryn Shander was my home, but I don't know that I could face them again, knowing that I brought danger to our doorsteps. Anita, have you had a conversation with Cyric about
Being real awkward.
about your connections with him?
Nope. Sure
Nope.
haven't.
Okay.
I've been keeping it pretty quiet. Anytime he mentions his dad, I get real awkward and real quiet.
Just wondering, you've had a month of downtime. Maybe there was a conversation, but if not,
I've been keeping a pretty broad, like, I've just been keeping a wide berth from Sirik of Sazale.
Very good.
Remind me, is it Sirik or Sirak?
Sirak.
Sirak, okay. I'm trying to remember how to say people's names. It's been a while.
Sirik is different from Sirak.
Yes.
Sirik,
especially in the Forgotten Realms. Sirik is not good.
Sirik is the former god of murder, but he himself was murdered. So.
Ironic.
Hate to see it happen.
I'd like to pass my flask next to me to Karsus and ask Karsus, what are you most looking forward to out there?
I am not looking forward to being among people again. I always preferred the company of archwizards, and I'm the only one left, so... Well, then again, even archwizards I didn't like very much. I'm kind of a lone wolf. There's not a lot of people that I get along well with. You know me, I just want to get to my library, find my spellbook, and then from there, who knows what I could do.
Have you thought of any next steps in getting to this library? I imagine there's going to be scholars in cities like Waterdeep that might be able to help you.
I believe that if we get to Waterdeep, I should be able to find everything I need there. Maybe.
Getting though, we're going to need a new name for you.
My name is Karsus.
And you want to wear that as your sleeve? Draw attention to that?
What if we called you Carrie?
No, I don't think so. That's a terrible name. Would you like to be called Ed? Would you like to be called Ed?
I've been called Ed.
All right, Ed.
Howdy, Russ.
No, that still doesn't work for me. Do people still talk about me a lot? Am I still in the common knowledge? You know about me, but you...
Oh, yeah, dude, you're reviled, like, everywhere. You almost brought about the end of the world, and your name is used as a curse. So it's kind of an odd thing to want to use it.
Yeah.
Very well. You've given me something to think about. Perhaps a pseudonym is required.
I mean, names are changeable.
Like everything else.
And honestly, most high wizards don't necessarily use their real names. There is such a thing as a true name, after all.
That is true. What can I say?
Is he drinking the flask?
He does take a drink from the flask, yes. He says, what can I say? My pride is perhaps a little too big for my well-being.
Perhaps we could use some of the knowledge that isn't so common to still do you and your pride some honor. What about Eilinar? Would you take that as your name for a while?
Eilinar?
Your city, as the tales say.
I will think it over.
I'm gonna take the flask back from him. I'm gonna hop into the back of the in the interior of the cart for some quiet time, and I'm just gonna sit quietly and tie a couple knots in that leash and keep my hands busy.
Okay.
I'd like to briefly go over and have a short conversation with Gunther when I see him do that. And I just go over and I say, hey man, I think we need to make sure that Karsus doesn't know that there's like a bunch of archwizards in that like evil tower thing.
Yeah,
I think he might want to meet them, and I don't know how well he's going to be able to resist the forces of like evil and power.
I hear what you're saying. I don't know how much longer we can keep the cat in Zeth's bag. He's gonna learn things, either through us or others.
I'm just saying, let's not bring it up and let's not go too close to there. We're heading out through the north, and like, let's cut a closer line and not get anywhere near there.
You know, to tell you the absolute truth, I'm not looking forward to having a conversation with those people about Percy either. So, and
I'm kind of hoping that they've just sort of lost track of us. We've been off the radar for a little while. I don't know how well anything tracks anybody in the High Forest.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think
Okay.
we agreed.
Okay, good talk.
By the way, your complexion's looking a little nicer since you've had the sunlight. Looking a little more like yourself, or your old self, or your previous.
Yeah, it's been a nice change, but unfortunately, I don't think that guy's ever really coming back.
Could be a bit of a dick at times, but it's not gonna be all.
Yeah. All right. I hope you're feeling better too, man.
I'm getting there, and I'll scratch the patch of my neck where I used to have scales and don't anymore. So I'm getting there. Getting used to things, but whole world out there ready for us to return into. Plenty of stuff to do.
Hey, you can do more archaeology. That's kind of your jam.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I think you're right. As I said, plenty of stones to overturn. Thank you, my friend.
And I head out.
As they were talking, I would have walked over to Ophelia.
Okay.
Hello, Saladin.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Freaked out and scared.
About right?
I haven't been this around people before, so I feel like you. This is intimidating.
It's never the people that worry me. It's always their reactions.
I just don't want the attention. I've always. Is my audio okay, or is it suck?
I can hear you.
Maybe it's just me.
Okay.
You're super, super quiet for me.
Okay, I'll talk louder. What did you say again? I'm sorry.
It's never the people. It's always their reactions. I'm different, but I suppose you are too.
Very much. This is I don't know what to do. I don't even know what this is. If I see anyone else that's blue, I'll be very surprised.
Do you want to find them?
family?
The people who did this to you.
Oh. That's not really a finding. I can't really find a goddess.
Well, it wasn't the goddess that did this to you.
Oh, it was.
Followers. Maybe.
Oh, well, they did that part. But she did this part. So, yeah, the kidnapping. I don't even know where to start with them. I wouldn't know where to begin. And honestly, I would be much too afraid to be confrontational. I don't think that's something I would be able to change.
If you had the chance, would you?
It sounds very unappealing to me. No. They're what's that word? Zealots?
Yeah.
I mean, what can you expect from a zealot other than extreme everything? So the idea of being around that is no.
Well, it's hard, I suppose, to try and sort through your past that way.
Yeah,
it's would probably be easier for you to, I suppose, come to terms than try to get revenge.
I have too much to deal with to really think about that. Revenge is not. I have my focus on that. I don't need to expand it. But I wanted to let you know I feel the same as you.
Yeah. See, the problem with me is I can't get revenge on anybody.
But you can at least look for your home or something.
Oh, I know where that is. I know who those people are. I think I know who the girl was when she left it. Don't know if I'm the same.
That happens.
That's not really my focus.
Yeah, there's not really anything we can do about that, I suppose, huh?
No. Unless you've got something that can turn back time.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Where are you two having this conversation with regards to
Everybody else?
With regards to everybody else, I'm wondering if
I would assume off to the side.
Probably towards the back of the
of
the cart.
Somewhere away.
Yeah. Like we're sort of moving at we'd be moving as slow as our slowest party member, which would be
not everyone is on the cart. Some people are ahead of the cart, clearing the way for the cart because the cart can't move unless someone does that. Some people are probably in the cart and driving the cart, and some people might even be behind the cart.
We're probably behind and towards the back a little bit.
As long as people are strong enough to clear the way.
Literally, the cart is driving at the speed that people in the front are
moving things.
So it's
slow.
It's slow. You can literally walk faster. So you don't even have to be traveling in the cart, but when you need to give your legs a rest,
yeah.
I'm assuming everyone's taking turns doing each job to keep
keep everything going. I think.
So, if you're in the back, I'm wondering if Karsus might have overheard that. He's sitting on the top on the driver's seat of the cart, so probably not.
No.
Not with his regular.
I'd also make sure that I was far enough back, probably about 60 feet back from the front of the cart.
Got it. Fair enough.
It's like hacking.
Because I am one of the few people that know what is going on there.
Andar's at the front with the long
Ish.
he was given clearing the way, and he pretty much stay in that job as much as possible to be again away from as many people as possible.
I'm trying to clear brush as much as I can when I'm not stepping back to go have conversations with people. And
Right.
Guide,
I assume I would take shifts with that too. So. Okay.
I think I'd finish off and be like, just we've got each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Hmm.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to drop any promises I've made.
Say, you know geography in this area quite better than I do. I'm obviously not from around anywhere near here. What is a place that is far away from here?
You're honestly asking the wrong person. I don't know anything.
You are the worst for this, aren't you?
Yes.
Maybe Andar would know. All right. And I'll go closer to find the bard
Who would be probably at the front of
near the front.
And staying at the front to be as away from people as much as possible, just using the long stuff clear.
So you move to the front to find Andar, who's currently helping clear the path for the carriage to move along with the donkey. Lift or Hortense or
Hortense.
donkey, depending on who you ask.
But
Say, Andar.
feeling.
If I were to want to send someone on a little bit of a wild goose chase, where would I send them to?
This plane or others?
No, this plane. Definitely this plane.
Do you like the person?
Yes, and I'd like them to be safe.
Oh, okay. The runaround.
Yeah, the runaround.
I was gonna say Chult, but that's also dangerous. So
No, definitely not Chult, not there.
okay.
Opposite of Chult.
And safe. So caveat, nowhere safe, but
That's fair.
if you're going to send someone on a loop, you would have them follow like a merchant route, something that is traveled, is navigated with people that, still has dangers of brigands and bandits and whatnot, but it's not cross-country like we're doing, where you can run into a troll or a witch and anything too hazardous.
Or a frost giant.
Those have been showing up in weird places, to be honest, before
Okay.
your time. Where is this person right now? What's the starting point? Where then I can tell you where to send them.
Let's say right here.
Right here. Okay. I would say Cormier.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big
overhearing
country.
that, I go, "We're talking about Cormier? Isn't that where Tarragon is?"
Cyric says,
Yes.
"Who's Tarragon?"
I thought that was one of the places we were going.
No, but they have a strong defense, a strong military. It's well protected to the people that are traveling there. It's not too dangerous. So if someone was traveling through Cormier, it's a big country to look through. They're sending them on a goose chase, but they would be protected. I guess, yeah. What do you know of the realms, Ophelia?
Honestly, not that much, if I'm being quite honest. I'm definitely not from here, so I don't really know much about geography or topography.
Okay. Keep clearing some errant logs out of the way of the wheels. Stories say that Cormier was founded by an elf, I believe, who fought a purple dragon. Yeah, and the military's names the Purple Dragons in that honor, but it's well known. There's lots of tales, lots of stories that stem from there. I don't know all of them. I've just seen the stacks of scrolls in the library that I trained in.
Nick, make a history check.
Skills. Hot chicken. That's an 18.
As you're going through your memory to give bits and pieces of reasons to Ophelia as to why Cormier might be a great place to send someone on a wild goose chase, you find yourself a little perplexed because you feel like there's stuff missing. Like, there's things about Cormier that you should know better, but you don't remember anymore. That's all.
Yeah. When we get back to Silver Moon, we can ask. We can get some details for you.
You feeling all right?
I know better than to say no, but
More gaps, hey?
I don't even know that if they're gaps or if they're just what I didn't know before. Like when you walk to a bridge in a river and you have that moment of familiarity going, I've been here before. Or have I? Or am I thinking of a different bridge at a different place that maybe just looked the same because of the time of day? It's a lot of doubt.
I know something about that.
I know you do.
I know a lot about that, actually.
What it's
There's
worth,
certain points where it's like muscle memory, almost. Where you remember going through the motions.
The motions that I remember, though.
You don't know what you don't know.
They led people to the High Forest. And look what happened. Like, they're positives. They're positive. It's we found you. We freed you. We got out. We're getting out. We did a lot of good, ultimately.
But there was a lot of bad, too.
It's just...
Well, one thing's for sure. Thank you for telling me about Cormier. I'm glad we didn't kill you. I'll walk away.
Right. Ondar will just start humming as he works.
Karsus, who's sitting on top of the cart, calls forward to Ondar and says, "What does it feel like not knowing who you are?"
My name is Ondar. That's who I am.
How do you even know that's who you are? How do you even know that's your real name?
My name is Ondar. That's who I am.
Very well, On. Doing a good job clearing the way. Always the obedient thrall.
Karsus, do you have a problem?
Do I have a problem with
What's the
traveling
point of
along with a walking disease who has betrayed us in the past? No, I
The
have no
reason
problem.
to be an asshole about it.
Oh, is that what I'm being? Very
Slightly.
well. No, I don't have a problem, Celadine. Just keeping Ondar on his toes.
Not necessary.
Are you sure?
Yes. Not from you.
Well, it sounds like you're the one who's showing some hostility now.
It's fine, Celadine. Let it be.
Does it still hurt?
What?
I'm asking her. It still hurts. Where you stabbed her. Or has it properly had time to heal? Does your blue skin even scar?
Ondar's
It's an honest question.
I can't even find words for that, so I won't.
Very well. Just making conversation.
It's not conversation. I'm gonna go chop some things next to Ondar.
Alright.
Tarsus, if all you want is conversation, you know I'm always up for a chat.
Is that so? Tell me, what was it like being dead?
Not great, but at least it did confirm, because I mean, hey, I also had issues with my memory just like these people. I wasn't sure if I was the person that I thought I was or either. It's really not fun. And I don't envy them. Not knowing if your memories are real, if you're the person you think you are or not. That uncertainty is not great. But dying confirmed it for me. So in that regard, it was real good. Look on the positives. But yeah, if you want to talk about the world of death, like, not many people, I'm guessing, can talk to you about being there and coming back.
Yeah, I wouldn't allowed to have my death the most do. For me, it was different.
That's something we have in common. For me, it's been different twice. Let's compare notes.
How did you die the first time?
I got eaten by a T-Rex.
Really?
Only it turns
Fascinating.
out that didn't kill me. And I just don't have memories. There's a gap. Yeah.
Fascinating. You can make an insight check if you'd like, Colin.
I will do that. No, I won't. I'm not going to bother.
Okay.
Because I don't think that Edron would actually be looking into this. He's trying to just like steer Karsus away and bring him into a conversation so that he's not bugging Ondar and Celadine.
Of course. And he's succeeding. Much to Karsus' chagrin. Another day passes, much the same. You guys, you have conversations that range from meaningful and poignant to meaningless and small talky. Each day passes much like the one before. Move forward slowly, trudging through the forest, cutting down the foliage in your path so that you can
or inch your tank a few inches forward. Chit-chatting some, working on your ropes, working on your bard journals, working on whatever you can do in the meantime. Trying not to tire yourselves out from exhaustion as marching through this environment. One day. Hard to keep track of the passage of time when each day is so much like the one before. But eventually, you find yourselves reaching exit I form. Trees part to a tree line. You finally see the open sky. Fields. Spring. Beautiful. But then winter comes. Your carriage is waylaid by a freak blizzard.
Oh no.
So thick that you can't even see the 5 feet in front of you. The tree line of the high forest, merely 100 meters back, is invisible through a milky white snow.
Would we all have
It's very
stopped?
cold. And as you're trying to push through this this freak blizzard to get to the road that you know should be there, one of the horses slips on some ice, freaks out and tries to bolt, but of course he's attached to the carriage. Carriage hits a rock. Maybe it was just a big chunk of ice, who knows? And one of the massive cast iron dwarven wheels of this amazing tank that is super durable busts off. And you find yourselves stuck in a snowbank.
Ondar moves to calm the horses right away.
And Adron's going to try and make sure that we'll go and check the wheel for damage to see what's happened.
I'm putting my big vintage coat up over Saladine's shoulders and tell her if she's not careful, she's gonna turn blue.
Boy.
I don't know what to do with that other than laugh, but okay.
Hey everyone. Remember how I said that there was a lot of dangerous things that I might be running from?
Yes.
What?
And just as she says this, out of the snowfield, monsters appear, the likes of which you've never seen. Large, blue, insect-like creatures. Devils. Made of ice. just leap from the snow line. And hold up large spears to keep you at bay. And as you're all trying to figure out what is which way is up and which way is down, there is a screech, and a frost drake falls out of the sky right on top of Ophelia. It's gonna try to grapple you,
Yep.
Ophelia.
Sure is. Contested roll.
Of course, a grapple is a contested roll, and he is going to roll a 19.
Beats my 15.
Okay. So the frost drake grapples Ophelia and lifts her, and in an instant disappears back into the snowfield from whence it came. And
As
you
she's
can't
being
see
carted-
more than 5 feet, so you
As
just.
she's being carted off, you like, no need for dramatics. I would have gone willingly.
um,
Bye, everybody.
the ice devils pull back into the blizzard, their prize taken, and leave the 4 of you, 6 of you, if you include Karsus and Cyric, 7 of you if you include the wolf, who is now howling at the wind, leaving you bewildered and stranded and down 1 member of your party. And that's where we're going to take a break. So we're going to take 5 minutes to stretch our legs, refresh our drinks, use a bio break, and reset up for what's to come next. Spoilers: it's gonna have ice devils and heralds of Frostmaidens and who knows what else. But we'll be right back. Don't go too far, and we'll see you when we do. And we're back. We're back. Welcome back, everyone. We had a wonderful little break. I hope you did too. We're going to dive right back into it because no sooner did they escape the High Forest did one of their own get absconded with. Le gasp. The blizzard that obscured your vision doesn't last. It was a freak momentary blizzard, and it's going to almost instantly fade away, revealing the surrounding terrain, almost as if it dropped just for the moment needed to conceal the predators as they absconded with Ophelia. You're stuck in a snowbank with one of your wheels busted, and one of your members is missing. I'm going to reveal the action cam. And as the snow clears, you can see there's still a few trees, but mostly you're out of the forest. There's a stream, a small river ahead of you, which has frozen over, and a cottage on the other side of the stream. But beyond that, you don't see any sign of the predators who took Ophelia. So what do you want to do?
Did we see what direction they went?
No?
I did, just in the snow. I didn't see where.
They
I
flew off into the snow.
Okay, so I don't
Did
have...
the snow fly off with them?
Seems that way. The snow disappeared.
What's the
There's
sky
still
like?
snow on the ground, but the sky is now clear.
In all directions?
Yeah.
I just start screaming Ophelia's name.
Storm.
If there were ice devils, or those sound like the ones that were on the ground, did they leave tracks?
That's a good question. Make a survival check.
Survival. +1. That's a 10.
10. You do see large tracks of that the ice devils left. They lead across the frozen river towards the cottage that you can see ahead.
Oh, okay. I will ask Karsus and Seraph to stay with the animals and kind of wave to Gunther to move up.
Karsus leaps off of the carriage and he says, "What do I look like? Your watchdog?
Yes.
I'm coming with you to find Ophelia. You stay and watch the animals." And don't tell me I just contradicted myself.
What?
Arno will stop and he'll go back and he'll post up with Seraph.
All right.
I will just say, Cautious, you were so completely unnecessary, and I don't understand why. And I'm shield mace.
Ophelia has been taken. This isn't the time to squabble.
Wow. And just follow. I assume Ondar indicated the tracks at least.
Yes, I assume so.
I'm taking point because armor.
Of course.
Plus, you're a pretty good tracker.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to get to that, and I couldn't say it right, and then it was like, God damn it, I wanted the survival check. So.
All right.
I begin ritual casting.
Okay.
If If we're following the tracks, maybe the Hunshin can help us, and I'll whistle over to the dog.
The dog, the wolf that,
Wolf.
the wolf pup that you have been, he's still only a few months old. You know, he immediately starts sniffing around the tracks and starts following the tracks, along with Saladin.
Perfect.
Karsus is right behind them. Who else is?
I'll be. Well, I just spent a month hunting, so I'll
Sure
stay up.
thing. And Adron, what are you doing?
You said there's a cottage nearby?
There is. They're heading towards it.
The tracks go there.
Oh, the tracks go there. Great. I was going to go there anyway. While they're looking for tracks, I'm already part way towards the cottage because I was going to see if there's anyone there to see if they can keep an eye on our wagon while we all go to follow, like, try and figure out what happened.
The tracks lead more or less to the cottage.
I am not looking at the tracks. I'm walking up to the cottage expecting like an old farmer to live there or something.
Of course. Do you plan to take the little bridge over the water, or do you just want to walk across the river? It is frozen.
I would probably. How wide is the river?
6 feet.
Because I take every opportunity I can to cast jump on myself because I missed flying. So I'm going to jump over the river.
You're gonna jump over the river. Now, what about the rest of you?
I'm gonna try and keep up with Adron because I know he's not a front person.
Okay.
So, catch up.
Of course. Are you walking across the river or what?
Bridge.
Going for the bridge. Okay. So Saladin walks across the
50-50.
bridge. Adron is leaping across the water. Where's my wolfman? The wolf is with Saladin. What happened to my wolf mini? I had a wolf mini. It's somewhere. The wolf is with Saladin, and Karsus is also just behind Saladin. As you cross the bridge, or in Adron's case, as he leaps across the water, Ondar is back here with the cart. It's damaged. Ritual casting. Donkeys. Karsus is over here.
You're muted, Nick.
And Gunther, you said you were doing what?
I'm jogging alongside the dog, trying to very calmly explain to it why this is exactly the situation where a lead would come in handy.
And I'm with Sirik. We're towards the back of the carts, and away from the horses.
Right. So you're venturing forward, and just as you get across the little river, the snow whirlwinds up from the ground, and ice devils here in your path.
Are they attacking or barring?
There is also a large frost wolf that appears in front of the door, growling at you, guarding the cage, not the cage, the hut, and swooping down, though you didn't see it a second ago when you were scanning the skies, swooping down, the The frost drake is circling around behind you. Well, not behind Ondar, because Ondar's over here. The horses are freaking out. And, yeah, you guys are going to have to roll initiative. Because they don't want to talk.
They don't want to talk, but will they? Can they? These are the important questions.
These are the important questions. Well, Adron, you would know if ice devils can talk. You would know.
I believe the answer is yes.
Most devils can talk. All devils can talk. How else do they get you with their devilish bargains?
Yes, but, you know, ice devils might be a particularly dumb subset of devils. I wondered this out loud.
All right. Initiative.
That's a
I got
14.
Initiative for my ice devils. Nope, not very high. Okay. You got a 14, you said?
Indeed, I did.
Drawn has a 14. What did Ondar get? Not that he is necessarily participating. He's back at the cart, but I still need to know. So Adron got a 14. Ondar got a 4. And Gunther.
I also got a 14. Can I choose to go after Edron?
Sure.
No, we'll fight it out. So he has to make decisions.
Rebecca?
First.
Oh, 2.
2? Oh boy. Okay, and let's see. I don't need one from Ophelia, unfortunately. Let's see. Karsus, I suppose, needs to roll. And one of you can roll for the wolf in the party.
I
Okay.
nominated Nita.
Oh, okay. Anita, there you are.
I'll do it.
He's the one that likes the puppy the most.
I just like the puppy.
The jury's still out on whether or not Ophelia convinced the puppy to tag along.
That's cocked in a second. That is, I'm guessing it's just a wolf stats.
Yep.
Okay, give me 1 second to pull up wolf stats here. That would be a 10, flat 10.
Ah, same initiative as my winter wolf. Both wolves. 10. Let's see, and then I got my ice drake I gotta roll. Oh jeez, everyone likes rolling 10. What's his bonus though? Okay. Okay, so he gets to go a little faster.
For ease of play, would you like me to Jaeger the puppy?
Sure.
All right.
You can Jaeger the
I
puppy.
feel like I'm actually doing something in this fight.
Adron, there's an ice devil standing in front of you. There's another one not far off standing in front of your friend. And then there's a winter wolf guarding the door as if something precious and important is inside. And an ice drake circling above. What do you want to do? Do you want to talk to them?
I cast mage armor on myself, first
Okay.
off.
Sure thing.
And then I walk up right up to the devil and say, so you one of the devils that's going to talk to me and try and like wheel and deal, or are you just one of the stupid ones that only knows how to fight?
Cool. You know, the devil has like the ice devils have like an insect-like features. So he's got like the face of a giant praying mantis kind of thing. He just kind of like hisses at you.
Well, I guess there's my answer. At which point I'm going to...
You don't speak Infernal, do you?
I do not speak I used to speak Infernal.
Right. He hisses at you and says something in Infernal.
And I'm gonna swear at him in Celestial in response.
Oh, dirty. Gunther, it's your turn.
Did I, just out of curiosity, did any of us notice anything about that exchange? Like, is the guy rearing back to punch Edron in the down face or anything? Or
you can make an insight check if you'd like. You can make an insight check if you'd like as your action to try to discern whether or not this thing is preparing to attack.
That'll actually probably work. So that's good. So that's a 17 and flat. That's a 17.
It looks like both of the Ice Devils are taking a defensive stance.
Okay.
It looks like they're preparing to attack anyone that crosses the line. the invisible line in the sand.
Then I will, having done that, I will try to just, I don't know if this is a thing people do with dogs, but I will just like tap the side of my thigh to encourage the dog to maybe just stay close, rather than rushing at something that could kill him.
The little 2-month-old wolf pup is growling, is kind of almost ignoring the devastatingly terrifying ice devil that's in front of him. He's growling at the giant winter wolf as if he really just wants to go down with that winter wolf, even though that winter wolf is like 5 times his size.
Gerpoof.
Then how about, can I hand not trying to put it on him, can I hand the rope to the dog? Like, the idea is like, take this in your mouth and say to the dog, then at the very least, maybe you can take this over to Onda. He'll know what to do with it.
Okay. Then it's the Ice Drake's turn. The Ice Drake circles above, continues to fly around the party.
This is what picked up before.
This is what picked her up, yes.
Okay.
It's going to circle around to here. And it sees four targets on that bridge. A water genasi, a pair of perfectly normal human beings, and a wolf. 4 targets on that bridge, and they are perfectly in line for his ice breath attack. So he's going to shoot an ice breath attack at you guys, and that requires you to make a saving throw.
Dex save?
Yes.
You can do it, wolf buddy.
X.
It's actually a Constitution saving throw. My bad.
Okay.
Aw, yay!
Con save.
Do we just say it?
Yeah, let me know what you got.
Nat 20, so 24.
Okay. You succeed.
An 11 from the puppy that
11?
you just gave the
No.
party only to kill.
I just gave the puppy only to kill.
Mhm.
Well, that is a fail. The DC is 12. Gunther, what
This
did
guy
you
is
roll?
going away.
I no longer get advantage on these. So that is an 18.
18 is a success, and Karsus will fail. Yeah, that's going to be 22 cold damage on a failed save. What's the HP of the wolf?
Oh.
11.
11?
You just murdered a child.
No,
Good job.
the wolf has plot armor. But the wolf does get blasted with the cold breath, knocking it out in one hit. Karsus takes 22 damage, and the other two who succeeded only take 11 cold damage, which for Celadine is actually 5 cold damage. I guess I should put up some pretty epic fight music instead of this tension music. There. That's a little better.
It is pumped up.
Alright, that's the Ice Drake's turn. Karsus. Ugh! Blasted creature! And he's going to pull his hands up into a casting motion, and he's going to shoot a lightning bolt at the Ice Drake. The Ice Drake has to make a dex save. The Ice Drake fails its dex save. It's going to take full damage from that lightning bolt. Which is a lot. Whew. Okay, Karsus blasts the Ice Drake with a lightning bolt. The Ice Drake recoils in the midair from the heat of the lightning. It's going to flutter its wings, almost fall out of the sky, and kind of pull back a little bit. It did not like that. In fact, could not take too many more of those. That's Karsus's turn. It is now both of the wolves' turns. So I need the wolf that I just finished saying had plot armor to roll a death save.
Absolutely, I can do that for them. Okay, it's a 16.
Okay, that's one success. And the winter wolf, standing stoically in front of the cottage, is going to just stay there and ready an action. It is now the Ice Devil's turns. They will put up both of their spears in front of you, one in front of Adron and one pointed at Celadine, and they too will ready actions. Ondar, do you want to do anything?
Do I see the puppy?
Yeah, you saw the puppy go down to a powerful ice breath attack.
Okay. I put the small crystal bead I was holding and muttering around, just kind of drop it, and I'll yell over, "Ever wonder how fun it would be to explore the world in Dragon's Sea? To fight in a war or sleep with a whore? Any questions at all, you ask me." And I'll give it a healing word.
Okay. How much does it heal?
It heals 4 hit points.
Fantastic. Back up to 4 hit points. Good as new, right? Celadine with a 2, pulling up the rear. What do you do? This cold
Well, that
damage.
just changed what I was doing.
This cold damage hardly doesn't even make you flinch, but perhaps the imposing presence of the Ice Devils does. I mean, this is what they look like. In case you've never seen an Ice Devil before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not cool.
Yeah. They're pretty mean. They're pretty strong, too. Definitely stronger than I should be throwing against a party of your level.
Interesting. I am now that the puppy's okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
as okay as it can get at the moment. I am going to look back to Gunther, cast Shield of Faith on him,
Of course.
and that is a +2 to his AC.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to Sacred Flame the Ice Drake.
Okay. It makes a dex saving throw. It rolls an 11.
Beautiful. Fails. And let's do super pissed off dice. I love them so much. That's 14 damage.
14 damage to the ice streak. Whew. Yeah. Well, having just taken a powerful lightning bolt from Karsus, it now burns under the holy radiant fire of Celadine's divine rage, and the ice drake falls from the sky with a and lands in a snowbank. Defeated. Is that your turn?
No, not what I expected. Yep. I am super shielding in front of frickin' Gunther and the puppy.
Right.
Oh, that's a relief.
Meanwhile, inside the very cottage that you are all fighting outside. I can move the camera next to it.
Look at that fabulous cottage.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Cool props.
Cool props, courtesy of our very own prop maker, Nicholas. Thank you for the amazing props.
Oh, look at the furniture.
We have so much stuff to play with now that we didn't have before. Look at all these fancy props. I need just one of these. Then, and one last thing, just to give this room its extra flair. This guy, right here. Come on, get your cape out of the fireplace. Ophelia. When you clear the frost from your eyes and look around you, you find you're sitting in a warm wooden cabin. A fire burns in the hearth. There's provisions, food, books on a bookshelf, a comfortable looking bed, and a man wearing lavish clothes and a long black cape staring into the fire. He turns and says, "Sorry for the abrupt way of taking you, Ophelia. But controlling ice devils is hard work. You recognize this man. You recognize this man. from your recently recovered memories. He's got a pale but almost sparkly complexion. He's none other than the vampire, Edward Vadimir. It's good to see you, my love.
Wish I could say the same.
So much has happened since you've been gone.
Yeah, the ice devils, that's new. You could have just asked me.
Well, I work for someone new now, and she likes to make an entrance.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
You know, she doesn't like you very much, Ophelia.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
She wanted to wipe you off the face of the map. She wanted you gone. But I convinced her to see reason. Me! Edward Vadimir, convincing a god to see reason.
I'm
you
sure
believe it?
You definitely had some part of that, for sure. 100%.
Well, of course there were conditions.
Obviously, always.
She wanted you gone, and I convinced her that not only were you not a threat to her, but that you would make a perfect addition to her new court as my bride. You see, I'm the Frostmaiden's herald, and because I am her herald, I have permission to select a bride to serve at my side. And well, I used my position to ensure that she wouldn't just kill you on sight. Wasn't that nice of me?
Sure was. Now, when you say court...
Yes, well, everything has changed back home.
Fuck's sakes.
Your mother is gone. No one's seen or heard from her since you disappeared. Not that people saw her before,
Saw or heard from her before.
but, you know, she was always present. She always had a presence without having to be seen. That presence is gone.
Interesting.
And Auril has walked in to command the Unseelie Court in her place.
Alright, well, that's a little bit different. So, why would Auril want me alive? I honestly don't think that you have that kind of sway.
You underestimate me. I am very charismatic.
Oh no, I think I perfectly estimate you.
She thought you would be a threat to her new reign. And I convinced her that you and your mother never got along in the first place, and that you would much prefer to side with us than against us.
What if I don't want to? What if I don't want to either? Honestly.
Oh, Ophelia, you
Fuck the courts.
you have to come home. It's part of the deal. You come home, you marry me, and Auril will let you have a place in her court. if you continue on this charade as you have, she'll never stop coming after you.
Charade?
Well, you know, slumming around with these mortals pretending to be an adventurer.
Oh, that wasn't by choice. It turns out when I came over here, I lost everything.
Everything?
I remember you, but only just.
Oh, well, of course you remember me. I make an impression.
Not really. Not a good one. Though I do remember that you were supposed to dance with me.
Yes, we were.
Yes, I think Auril might have interrupted that.
Well, there's plenty of time for that now, if you'll take my hand and return home with me.
Edward, I've put this nicely more times than I can count, I'm sure. But I don't think that there's going to be a way that I would ever marry you.
And I thought the Frostmaiden was cold. Do you know what I've risked, what I've put on the line to protect you? She wants you dead.
I don't need protection from you. Not against her. She wants me dead, then...
You know, she blames you for the disappearance of her chosen.
Oh, that's my mother, definitely not me. Speaking of, I can, if she's amenable to looking at reevaluating this bargain, I could probably find her chosen. I have a good inkling as to where he might be.
You do?
I do.
Where?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Why not? We're friends, aren't we? Perhaps one day more? I mean, we both will live a long, long time. That's plenty of time for you to change your mind.
I don't think that's how it works. Honestly, I've told you this before. You're not my type, Edward. And I don't think that's going to change.
Perhaps not.
However, if you take word back to Auril for me, I might consider something. Tell her I can find her chosen. I can find Artis Simba and the Ring of Winter.
I'm supposed to just go back there empty-handed. Tell her that.
I mean, I'm not going with you. I've still got so much to do. This place is amazing. I was told once that I belong wherever my heart desires. Somewhere I can grow. And I think that's here. Maybe one day I'll return to the courts. Not now.
Very well, Ophelia. You've always been stubborn. I think that's why I like you. I will return to my mistress and try to make her see reason. I pray this isn't the last time we will see each other.
I don't think it will be. You're resourceful.
Farewell, my love. And he turns back to the fire, and the fire instantly goes out as a gust of wind brings snow with it, blowing the door and windows open, and Edward is gone.
Your love, not mine. And I'm gonna walk towards the door.
Meanwhile, outside, Edron, it's your turn. The Ice Devil has taken a defensive stance. He looks like he's ready to attack if you step 1 foot closer. But he hasn't laid a finger on you, so to speak.
So I know that and both I and Adron know that most devils are generally resistant to a lot of magic.
Most devils are pretty tough, yes.
But that's not going to stop me from casting Charm Person at a 2nd level, and I'm going to try and charm both devils.
Charm Person, can that even affect devils? Let's find out.
It's difficult.
What?
If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure that they all will have advantage on it, but I don't think that most are immune to the charm.
He is not immune to the charmed condition. So, Charm Person at 2nd level. Ooh, you're using up your 2nd level spell slot. How many of those do you have?
Level.
You have 2, right?
The 2nd level lets me aim it at both of them.
Awesome.
Are these ice devils considered humanoids?
They are definitely not considered humanoids.
It wouldn't affect them.
I know.
Oh.
I know that.
Wouldn't he know that?
You'd think so. Charm Person charms persons. Devils are not persons. Humanoid is, they are not immune to the charmed condition. They can be charmed. They just can't be charmed by the Charm Person spell because they are not humanoids.
I misunderstood the idea of humanoid. I was thinking humanoid is,
You were thinking humanoid in the traditional sense of our definition of humanoid, not the game's definition of humanoid.
iPads.
You were thinking bipeds, yes. No, humanoid is a creature type, just like fiend, just like aberration or giant. Giants aren't technically humanoids; they are giants, which is its own species, so to speak.
I feel like Adron would have known that then, and this was
Probably. So, do you want to rethink your turn?
I do.
Charm monster, or is not a spell, but there's a more powerful charming spell that can affect other things as well.
Yeah. Well,
humanoids would affect humans, elves, dwarves, anything. Goblins are humanoids, but not devils.
Then I will do something else instead.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to put it to sleep.
That it can do. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm still using a 2nd level spell, mostly
course.
just because I said I was going to.
Sure.
And I'm aiming at such that it's only going to catch the devil right in front of me.
Right. Now, he does not get a save. It's just based on whether or not you can roll higher than his hit points, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm confirming right now.
That's how sleep works, I believe.
I haven't done this in a while.
Which, by the way, if none of you have known this, D&D Beyond now has a player app where you can access your character sheet directly from an app on your phone. Using that app, you can see you can track your hit points, your spells, everything, all in the comfort of your little handheld device. We are not sponsored by D&D Beyond, but we would like to be. We definitely enjoy using their website, their features, their overlay extension, and we do know that they sponsor some streams. So if anyone knows anyone at D&D Beyond, this is a shameless plug. Please tell them our name. Sorry, I was just buying you time, Colin, with the shameless plug. you're rolling for second level sleep, right? I believe
Yes.
that's what, 78 or something like that?
It is. And I rolled finishing the math. I rolled a 33.
Not even close.
Damn.
But hey, you know he has more than 33 hit points.
I do.
That's knowledge, and knowledge is power. Cool.
But beyond that, I don't make any threatening moves other than saying to him in Celestial, because maybe it's closer to Infernal than Common is.
Mhm.
And I say to him, look, man, we just want to know where our friend is.
Cool. Gunther, it's your turn.
I will kneel down towards the puppy who is coming to.
Yep. Just came back to consciousness, 4 hit points.
Dungeon Master, answer me this. Is he still holding the leash in his mouth?
He would have dropped it.
He would have dropped it. Then I will once again put the leash into his mouth and
Okay.
say, go to Onda now, or your mother's gonna fucking kill me. Here's my intention. On the other end of the leash, I've tied just a couple loud, like hollow pieces of wood.
Sure.
My intention is, as he runs to Ondar, the wood's gonna bang together and like draw attention to it.
Sure.
So I would like to hold my action. I'm assuming when the dog starts. I'm assuming one, that the dog is gonna run.
Uh-huh.
Two, when the dog starts running, if either of the two guys by the door look over at the noise, if that happens, I'm going to take my shot.
Okay, what's your shot? What are you planning to do if they are successfully distracted?
My shot, I mean, I'm going to pull out my little, I guess I'm also pulling out a little hand crossbow, and I will line up a shot, and I am aiming not for either of the devils. I am aiming through the window in the front of the cottage.
Okay. Sure thing. The
A lot of ifs.
That's a lot of this, but that's okay. It is now the Ice Drake's turn. The Ice Drake is dead. Karsus. Karsus is up. And he's gonna look at you all just kind of standing there, letting yourselves be put off by ice devils who haven't even attacked you yet. And he's gonna say, what are you waiting for? They're not gonna move themselves. And he's going to cast a spell to anger the ice devils.
Ah!
He's going to cast Enrage.
He's gonna cast Misty Step, bonus action. And then that's gonna teleport him past the devil's defense line over to here. And he says he's gonna shout, Ophelia, I'm coming for you. Rather courageously. The ice devils are gonna take their readied actions. They're gonna take their readied actions. They're going to attack Edron and Celadine. So first attack is against Edron. They're going to roll a 19. Second attack is against Celadine. That's a 21. So, you both got hit. The damage that you take from the Ice Devil's Spear is 10 piercing damage and 10 cold damage. So 20 damage all total, except for Celadine, who only takes 15 damage because the cold is halved.
Well, they each did 20, 10, 10,
They
10,
each,
10?
yes, they each did 20.
Ooh. 15 then.
And Karsus, that was his bonus action. He is going to with his, let's see, what has he got? He doesn't really have much. He's gonna today I haven't even given him a weapon because he's got his spells. That's it. That is his weapon. He used a bonus action to cast a spell, so what is he going to use for his action? He's just going to use the dodge action, expecting the wolf to attack him as he tries to move past the wolf to the cottage. That's his turn. Both wolves are up. The one wolf, that's the baby wolf that's with your party, takes the rope and runs back, creating exactly the kind of ruckus that Gunther had hoped. The two ice devils don't, however, look at the wolf. They look. They've got their eyes fixed on Karsus, who somehow made it past their line. They are, however, distracted, so I'll allow that as a trigger for your ready to action because you just wanted them to be distracted by something. They are distracted.
Cool. Then I'll take a shot, hopefully through the front window of the cottage.
Sure. Meanwhile, the winter wolf is attacking Karsus with disadvantage because he took the dodge action.
Nice.
The winter wolf will miss with its bite, rolling nothing more than an 8. Shooting at the window of the cottage. Okay. So it's got some pretty serious cover from that tree, and from the ice devil, both of which are between you and the window. So you're gonna have to roll with disadvantage.
Oh, with disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's still a 17 total.
Okay. So you hit the window. And expecting it to shatter. Not only does it not shatter, but you reveal that there is some sort of magical force barrier around the entire cottage that shimmers when your crossbow bolt hits it.
Huh.
They really pulled out all the stops to keep you guys out. But hey, knowledge is power, and now you have more of it.
It's worth the crossbow bolt.
The ice devils are up. Both of them are going to kind of work together, spinning their ice spears, bringing up the ice, bringing up the water from the river that's frozen over. The river that's frozen over, despite being frozen, moves upward as if it was still a liquid, while still being frozen, and comes together and kind of moves in front of you, forming this wall of ice that stretches from one ice devil to the other ice devil across, blocking your path, and blocking sight to the cottage and to Karsus, because he's on the other side of it. That's their turn. Ondar, the wolf, the injured but still alive wolf, runs up to you with the rope and wood sticks in his mouth.
Okay. Ondar kind of backpedals from it as it comes towards them, and he says, Sirik, I need you to pick up the wolf and get inside the wagon. And Ondar's going to look over and see what
Sirik peeks out from the wagon, having already entered. What do you want me to do?
Take the wolf. Go to Sirik. Go to Sirik. Go.
So he dips out of the wagon and then hides back into the wagon. He's gotten very good these past few weeks. He's gotten very good at, as soon as there's a sign of trouble, he dives into the wagon because he knows he just gets in the way.
Fantastic. So yeah, looking over, I now see the situation with the ice wall and all that.
The two ice devils summoned an ice wall.
Okay. Really don't know what to do about any of this. So he's going to reach forward, point, and cast message to Ophelia and say, "Are you okay?"
Okay, you're going to reach forward, point, and cast message. However, your message doesn't pass through the same magical barrier that Gunther's bolt revealed was there. Doesn't enter the. You don't get a response from her. Anything else?
No, he's going to kind of look back and forth between the situation and the cart. The situated cart. And probably still trying to keep the horses calm because there's still ice devils nearby.
Ophelia, as you run for the exit, having just been blown over by a gust of wind, you run out the door just in time to collide with Karsus, who was trying to run in the door. You bump right into him, and he kind of grabs you by the shoulders, and he's like, "Ophelia, you're all right."
Yeah.
Of course you are. You didn't need us to rescue you at all, did you?
Not really. I kind of talked my way out of it. What's going on?
You look around and you see...
Fucking Vladimir.
You look around and you don't see any sign of the Winter Wolf, the Ice Devils, or the defeated Ice Drake. You do still see the wall of ice that appears to be blocking your sight to the carriage where you assume the rest of your party is. He says, and Karsus turns around, reflecting your gaze as he sees you looking across the landscape. He looks back and he's kind of surprised himself to see that all of the baddies are gone. The wall of ice cracks, crumbles, and falls apart. And when the wall of ice falls, the rest of you see, in the place of all these monsters that were there a second ago, you just see Karsus holding on to Ophelia, safe and sound.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. You okay?
Guess we won?
Yeah. What's up?
What was that?
I was in the cabin.
Yeah, but how did you get in the cabin? You were carried away, and they flew away.
Yeah, I ran into an X. I think an X?
An X
It's complicated.
did that.
Yeah, some things have changed. We need to have a talk.
What time of day is it?
It's getting late, and conveniently, there's a cottage with a bed and a hearth and some supplies.
Stocked with provisions,
if
you're interested.
Inside, and it appears to be, well, if it belonged to anyone, the owner doesn't seem to be around, so you might be able to rest up here and even repair your busted wagon.
We need to have a bit of a chat, though.
Chat that could probably wait until next week. Because I can't think of a better place to end this session of the Company of the Grey Wolf. So this has been the season 2 premiere of our show. We're back. We're back with a second season. We're so happy to be doing this again. We're so happy to have you guys here watching us. We're going to be here live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time every Wednesday. If you can't catch us live, you can watch it as a video on demand if you're a subscriber. Subscribers get to watch it on Twitch as a video on demand for up to 2 weeks after we air. If you're not a subscriber, or if you want to watch it later than 2 weeks, it will be on YouTube as well, on our YouTube channel. This episode will be up on our YouTube channel next Monday, along with any episodes left that I still have to upload from season 1. Will be up by then.
I think
for
just
sure.
the one.
I have one full episode plus a Grey Wolf short that still needs to be put up to YouTube. But yeah, so you can watch us after the fact on YouTube, and you can also tune in next week for another live episode of the Company of the Grey Wolf. You can support us by subscribing. You can support us by sharing, letting other people know that they should come watch our show. Join our Discord and interact with us. If you are a subscriber and you're in the Discord, you can also vote on who your favorite player was this week. Who's the VIP, and that player will get bonus experience and start next week with inspiration as a result. You get that for being a subscriber at any level. If you're a higher tier subscriber, then I give you even more perks. And there's other ways to support us. You can support us by buying our... I have books on DM's Guild. I'm a freelance author on DM's Guild. You can buy any of those books that I have up on DM's Guild. Just go to DM's Guild and search my name. That's a great way to support me. And I'm sure you can support Anita through her channel as well. She has a Twitch channel. She does streams. And you can follow all of these lovely people. Some of them are on Twitter, and I'm sure they'd love to have you as a follower. So that's it for this week. We're happy to be back, and until next time, keep good company.
Keep good company.
Good company.
Bye.